Go ahead, add it up. The bag, the plates, the water filter that cost more than your first car payment, the knife you've never used, the radio you don't know how to program, $5,000, maybe more. I've seen setups worth 20, and I'm telling you right now, if things ever actually go wrong, most of that gear is dead weight. Not because it's bad gear, some of it's excellent. It's useless because of what's missing. And what's missing didn't cost you a dime. It's your heart, your lungs, your legs. It's cardio. Now hold on. Before you close this video, I know that sounds like a letdown. You clicked expecting some secret piece of kit. Instead, some old guy is telling you to go for a walk. Stay with me for 2 minutes, because I'm going to show you why every real emergency is won or lost by your body before your gear ever comes out of the bag. And by the end, I'll give you the cheapest, most boring, most effective prep plan you'll ever hear. Let me give you some simple math. Your bug-out bag, the one by the door, how much does it weigh? Go weigh it. I'll wait. For most folks, it's 35, 40, sometimes 50 pounds. Water alone is 8 pounds a gallon. Add food, shelter, tools, that fancy medical kit, the weight piles up fast. Now, when's the last time you carried 40 pounds farther than the distance from the store to your truck? Be honest. Nobody's watching. Well, I am, but I won't judge you. Much. Here's the truth I learned young. The Marine Corps doesn't start you with gear. Not on day one. They start you running. Push-ups, hikes, months of building the machine before they ever hand the machine anything to carry. Why? Because gear doesn't move itself. Every single thing in your pack is a promise your body has to keep. A 40-pound bag on a fit person is a tool. The same bag on someone who gets winded on stairs? That's an anchor. That's the thing you dump on the side of the road in the first mile, and now your $5,000 is sitting in a ditch while you catch your breath. The gear was never the prep. You are the prep. The gear just helps. Now let's talk about what you're actually preparing for. Because I think a lot of folks are preparing for a movie. In the movie version, there's a collapse. You grab your rifle and your bag, and you head to the woods to live off the land like some kind of mountain man. Friend, that is a fantasy. And I say that with love. You ever watch that show Alone? They take genuine survival experts, people who teach this stuff for a living, and drop them in the wilderness. Most of them tap out in weeks. They lose weight so fast the medical team pulls them, and these are the best in the world, with a safety crew standing by. You won't have a safety crew. So what does a real emergency look like? It's boring. And boring is harder than you think. It's a power outage in a heat wave, and you're hauling water up 3 flights of stairs because the pumps are down. It's a flood warning at 2 a.m, and you're carrying your kid on your shoulders through knee-deep water to higher ground. It's a wildfire evacuation where the road is jammed, and the fastest way out is on foot with whatever's on your back. It's a storm that knocks the grid out for a week, and every single chore, cooking, cleaning, hauling, repairing, is now manual labor. Notice something? Not one of those situations is solved by a rifle. Not one is solved by a $200 knife. Every single one is solved by a body that can work hard for hours without quitting. That's cardio. That's strength. That's the gear you can't order online. Let me tell you about a fella I served with. I'll call him Briggs because that's not his name. Briggs was a gear guy. Loved it. Newest boots, best pack, every gadget the exchange sold. And Briggs was strong, gym strong, bench press strong, but Briggs hated the runs. Skipped them when he could. Figured muscle was muscle. Then came a training hike. Full packs, hills, heat. Nothing dangerous, just long. And by hour 3, the strongest man in our unit was at the back of the column, pale as paper, with 2 other guys splitting up the contents of his pack so he could keep walking at all. All that expensive gear carried by somebody else. Nobody said much. We didn't have to. Briggs became a runner after that. Best turnaround I ever saw. But the lesson stuck with me for 40 years. Endurance is the tax that every plan has to pay. And if you can't pay it, someone else pays it for you. In a real emergency, there might not be a someone else. Now, some of you are ahead of me. You're saying 95% of preparedness is staying home. And if I'm not going anywhere, why do I need to run anywhere? Fair question. Sharp, even. Here's the answer. Staying home doesn't mean sitting home. When the power's out, your house stops doing things for you, and you start doing them yourself. Water doesn't come out of the wall, you haul it. Food doesn't heat itself, you work for it. Something breaks, you fix it by hand, maybe in the dark, maybe in the cold. A week without electricity turns your comfortable house into a full-time physical job. Ask anyone who's been through a long outage after a hurricane or an ice storm. They'll tell you they were exhausted by day 3. Not scared, tired. And tired people make bad decisions. Tired people get hurt doing simple things. And here's the part nobody likes to hear. Staying home is plan A. It should be your plan, but the house doesn't always cooperate. Fire, flood, gas leak, evacuation order. Sometimes plan A gets taken off the table and you leave whether you like it or not. When that moment comes, you don't get to schedule it. You don't get 2 weeks' notice to get in shape. Whatever body you have that morning is the body you're taking. So the question isn't gear versus fitness. Gear is fine. I own gear. The question is order of operations. And the body comes first. Always has. All right? Enough diagnosis. Here's the prescription. And it costs nothing. Now listen, I'm not a doctor, and I don't know your knees. If you've got health concerns, have that conversation with someone qualified before you start. That's not legal fine print. That's me being straight with you because starting stupid is how people quit. Here's the plan. 3 steps, simple as it gets. Step 1, walk. That's it. That's the secret. Walk every day, starting today. 20 minutes if that's what you've got. Don't worry about speed. Worry about showing up tomorrow and the day after. Consistency beats intensity. Every time. For everybody. At every age. I'm 64 and I walk every single morning. It's not glamorous. Neither is surviving. That's kind of the theme here. Step 2. Add weight. Slowly. Once walking feels easy, put a few books in a backpack, 10 pounds maybe, walk your same route. Over the weeks, add a little more. This is called rucking, and it's the closest thing to a cheat code that exists. It builds your legs, your back, your lungs, all at once, and the only equipment is a bag you already own. Do not start with your 40-pound bug-out bag. Start light. Pride is how backs get hurt. Step 3. Test yourself twice a year. Load your actual emergency bag. Walk 1 mile. That's the whole test. Can you do it without stopping? Without wanting to die? Congratulations. You're ahead of most of the people who outspent you 10-1. Can't do it yet? Now you know. And knowing is the whole point of preparing. Better to find out on a Tuesday afternoon than the night it matters. Walk. Add weight. Test. That's the program. No supplements, no membership, no gear. You want to spend money? Spend it on good boots and good socks. Blisters have ended more marches than the enemy ever did. That's maybe $150. Everything else in the catalog can wait. Let me land this plane. I'm not telling you to sell your gear. Good equipment matters, and someday I'll walk you through what's actually worth buying. The list is shorter than the internet wants you to believe. What I'm telling you is this. Your gear is a multiplier. It multiplies whatever body is carrying it. And anything multiplied by 0 is 0. The $5,000 setup with no engine behind it loses to the $200 setup carried by somebody who can walk 10 miles and still think straight. Every time. That's not my opinion. That's just arithmetic. So here's your mission, and it starts when this video ends, not Monday. Today. Put on your shoes. Walk 20 minutes. Come back and tell me in the comments that you did it. I read them and I want to know. Because here's the thing about preparedness that the gear catalogs will never tell you. The goal was never to look ready. The goal is to be ready. And ready is built one boring, unglamorous 20-minute walk at a time. Stay calm, stay ready, and I'll see you on the next one.